So the book that changed my life, I got sent by a friend of mine about a year and a half in, maybe a little bit longer, because I just got put behind the fence after an investigation and everything. I was going to be behind the fence probably another 15, 16 months. So she sent it to me, and the book was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Great book. Started actually, read it all the way through, ended up starting to read it about like once a month after that, right? So if y'all know who David Goggins is, Google him, look him up. You can see all these videos. However, all I got was a book. And the picture on the front of the book is all I seen. We didn't have internet. We couldn't just Google and look up these videos and everything like that. So, I didn't get to hear his voice. I didn't get to hear none of that. It was just straight read the book, heard the story. He went on, a lot of y'all don't know, he changed his life, was spraying for cockroaches, he's like 300 pounds, spraying for cockroaches, ended up losing weight, joining the Navy, getting through, becoming a Navy SEAL, totally changed his whole outlook on his life, and then he became like an ultra marathon runner, a lot of running. However, for me, I was already lifting some weights. I ended up starting to run a little bit. I had these all leather white New Balances, which were not running shoes at all. I either had those or I had state boots. If you know what a state boot is, you're not going to run in it. Just to make them even more comfortable. So you get your state boot, you always get it like a size and a half, and maybe 2 sizes too big, right? And then you can get these flops that they sell, for whenever you go to the shower or whatever. So you buy the flops for an extra 10, 15 bucks. You cut them out so the little flip-flop becomes your insole. You put them in your boots, somewhat more comfortable. They make the boots down at Eddyville, in KSP, Kentucky State Penitentiary. They're rough, So ended up running in these New Balances probably 4 or 5 months before I ended up, saving. You could order shoes off this magazine thing, and it took a little while to come in. So I got some actual running shoes after that, But I started running, 45 minutes, around the track. That's when I first got ripped. I was decent size, eating a lot of ramen too, sitting around a lot, after you lift weights. So the cardio helped me, obviously, as far as changing my life, that book showed me that, hey, if he could go do this from nothing, spraying for cockroaches, 300 pounds, smashing the donuts and a milkshake after his shift ended, to becoming who he is now. Of course, the thing a lot of people forget is that it took him years to get where he's at now. Obviously, everybody wants to move forward immediately, right? You want to be, I want to change, I want to be this person tomorrow. That's not how life works, right? Everything that I've had that's worthwhile has taken time to build up. Everything that's came to me quick and pretty much just sat on my lap, it's A, never lasted, B, wasn't all that good anyway, and, it was the flash in the pan. It's here 1 minute, gone the next, right? The old saying is, if you're chasing money, it runs, right? And as fast as the dope money came in, as fast as all that life did, it left even faster, right? And people don't realize that, and it sounds good because we got all these movies and stuff like that, but really the government's going to win. They're going to get their money, they're going to tax you, they're going to take everything you got. It's a wrap. So, the slow and for sure stuff in life is really should be what you're chasing, because that's the stuff that's lasting, whether it's making money or whether it's a relationship. If you build it up over time and you don't rush into things, it's going to last a lot longer, right? Same thing in your professional life. If you're building a business, it's the same concept. Same thing that when people win the lottery, they go broke, in a year or 2 years, they're usually even worse off. How you win $100 million and are worse off in a year, because they weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for the responsibility. And it's the same thing in life. It takes time to build certain things up, right? And you just have to realize that. You got to have faith that, hey, everything's going to work out, which sometimes easier said than done, you know, because life's an emotional roller coaster. We're up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But you have to realize that things are going to work out, that if you're putting in the right work, if you're surrounding yourself with the right people, which is harder, you know, like again, it's hard sometimes. You know, life's not easy. You know, anybody that says they ain't got problems is either lying or they just don't realize it. You know, everybody's got problems. It doesn't matter if you're the guy on top or you're the guy on the bottom. Everybody's got problems. But, you know, you have to continue moving forward. And the thing with this book is that he said that his biggest fear was getting to God and God saying, hey, David Goggins, and up on the board showed up all these things, Navy SEAL, ultra marathon runner, bada boom, bada bang, and down the list it goes, right? And he's, you know, 300 pounds spraying for cockroach and says, man, that's my name, but that's not me, you know. And God says, that's who you were supposed to become, you know. And that's a scary thought that, you know, I'm now chasing the man that I want to become, you know, that I don't want to die and go in front of God. And then he said, hey, this is what you're supposed to do, man. You know, I've already made up a long list of mistakes in my life. I've wasted a lot of good things. I've wasted a lot of good talent, a lot of promising things, thrown away a lot of good relationships, you know, from being stupid. And I'm not the smartest guy yet. You know, I still make mistakes. I'm still working on myself. I'm still trying to cultivate things that are going to last for the future. And that's a big thing for me to realize is that, hey, things take time, right? There's things I want in my life right now, but I have to realize, hey, I got to continue working to make me the man that's going to not only appreciate it, but also be the person that can handle these things. Because God's not a wish maker, right? But if you ask, you shall receive. And then you got to meet him halfway. You know, he's going to connect the dots for you. Don't worry about that. But you have to get there, and you have to put the effort in, and you have to continue to work at it. And that's a big thing in life. And that's what I took from that book. Changed my whole life. Changed my whole perspective on life, which was even more important, you know. Luckily, I had some people around me that helped mold into that thinking, right? They kept putting positive thoughts in my head, manifesting it, you know, praying for me. You know, these are big things for anybody. So, and you just have to remember that, right? You have to continue moving forward. You have to continue getting your mind right, getting your life right. And things are going to end up working out for you. Stay blessed. Talk to you soon.